The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
All right, everyone, how everybody's doing? Hope you're doing good. This is Neil Green again with you on the weekly webinar. Um, Welcome. Just want to do a technical check, see that you can see the screen and hear my voice, so you have a chat window. By the way, if you have any questions during the webinar, just like every time, you're more than welcome to ask me. Just write me down on the chat window that you can see the screen. You're supposed to see our homepage, itrader.com. Let me know that we're good. Any technical problems? Everyone can see the screen, hear my voice? We good? You have a chat window, by the way. If you have any questions during the webinar, you're more than welcome to ask me. Okay, write me down. I'll try to answer your questions in between. Of course, I'm going to leave some time for Q&A session at the end of the webinar. So just write me down on the chat window that you can see the screen and hear my voice, and then I'll be able to start. We good? Yes, my name is Neil Green. Can you hear me? Can you see the screen? Masoudi just wrote me. Can you see the screen? Can you see itrader.com? Before I start, so I won't talk to myself. All right, that's great. Okay, let me try to go. Maybe I'll try to go on Facebook Live as well with you guys. Let's see if it works. Okay. Anyhow, I'll give it up. Okay, so welcome to the weekly webinar. This time talking about the big OPEC meeting that is going to take place tomorrow. As you probably all remember or know, I don't know if you know, OPEC last meeting, OPEC is the organization that represents the 14 oil countries. Okay, the 14 countries that are responsible for 30% of the oil export in the entire world. Looking at our website, by the way, if you want to join us on next webinars, more than welcome, of course, it's for free. All you have to do, just go here to join our webinar, click on Save Me a Seat, put in your first name, last name, and email, and then you register and you can listen and see the webinar. And if you're ready, then let's start. Okay, so trading OPEC. Okay, the OPEC meeting is scheduled for Thursday, which means tomorrow. Okay, there's going to be a meeting tomorrow. The last meeting of OPEC was on November. We had a webinar talking exactly about that. A great opportunity to trade. Okay, OPEC is an oil organization led by Saudi Arabia and Iran and Iraq and other countries that are part of such as other members, including Nigeria, Algeria, and more, Venezuela, and so on. Oil traders and investors are expecting a big movement by oil on Thursday. Okay, so this is going to be a very big event taking place in the market tomorrow, and you can take advantage of exactly of that if you know where oil is going. And I'm going to talk about it right now. Now, related oil assets you can trade on are expected to react as well. These assets include oil currencies such as the NOK, the Norwegian dollar, and Russian ruble and the Canadian dollar. I think the major ones that usually worked with a high correlation with oil, okay, usually are the NOK and the Canadian dollar, the CAD, okay. Where do you find it on the MetaTrader? That's a great question. Let me show you. This is the MetaTrader. First of all, trade on oil, it's CL, you see? CL, contract for July, crude oil. This is a daily chart of oil. Okay, I'm going to talk about the prices and what happened. Let's see what happened last time. Last meeting was on November 30. You see this? This is November 30th, okay? And the day after was December 1st and so on. So for like 3 days, okay, oil prices went up all the way from here, from down here for $45 per barrel, all the way up to here to, what is it, $51.60, $51.70 per barrel, okay? This is a lot of money you couldn't make here, okay? Just giving you an example. Let me try to show you something. Let's take a calculator. Let's say on last OPEC meeting, okay, when they decided to cut production, and I'm going to talk about it in just a minute to show you what could happen tomorrow. You see prices started from 45, went all the way up on last OPEC meeting to 51, let's say 51.5. So we're talking about $6.5 per barrel, okay? If I have only $10,000, a small account, $10,000, okay? And you get a leverage of 50 with a silver account, we're talking about $500,000 to trade on oil, right? And each barrel costs you $45 here, and you made $6.5 in 3 days. So we're talking about more than $72,000 profit for a $10,000 portfolio, okay? 7 times more, which is, I think it's great revenue. You can take advantage exactly of the same thing, okay, on the event tomorrow. Now, as you can see, all prices are going up from 46 to 51.5, okay? We have a resistance line here at around $54, $55 per barrel, and let's talk about it. Let's see what happens. So related oil assets, we talked about the currencies, okay? The NOK and the Canadian dollar, to show you what happened last time on November 30th. Okay, let's check it out. November 30th, if we go to the Canadian dollar, let's start with the Canadian dollar versus the US dollar, for example. US versus Canadian, November 30th, okay, you can see the reaction, okay, that the Canadian dollar got stronger. You see, this is the US dollar here is the first, is a major currency. So when we see red candles, it means in this case that the secondary currency, which means the Canadian dollar is getting stronger. You see, this is November 30th here. US dollar is getting weaker versus the Canadian dollar. Why? Because the Canadian dollar got stronger. Why? Because Canada is a huge oil export, okay? When oil prices went up on last OPEC meeting on November 30th, you can see that the Canadian dollar got stronger. You see these red candles, means the US dollar got weaker versus the Canadian dollar. And if we take a look on the Norwegian dollar for the same reason, USD, let's take a look, doesn't matter, versus the euro. Okay, November 30th, it was right here. You can see the same for 2 days. The NOK got stronger. Okay, so you see there is a strong correlation between oil and these currencies. I'm talking about the NOK, sometimes the ruble, the Russian ruble, and the Canadian dollar, okay? Very important. Okay, remember this. Write NOK, write Canadian dollar, and of course CL, which is oil. Energy stocks you can trade as well, such as energy stocks are also expected to react at the OPEC meeting. We're talking about higher prices. Oil supports companies like Exxon and Chevron, if you're more into stocks. So they are oil companies, and they're very strong correlated with oil prices. So you can take a look at this as well. All right, good. Let's go on. Are we clear so far? Okay, so OPEC is responsible for 30% of global oil production. Okay, these 14 countries that are part of the OPEC organization are responsible for 30% out of the oil in the world. That's a lot, guys, all right? We're talking about a lot of money going on here. OPEC members produce around 32 million barrels a day. Now, in the meeting tomorrow, just like what happened on November 30th, it's going to take the same thing is going to, it's the same event. They are expected to cut production by at least 1.5 million barrels. Okay, that's a lot. Okay, we're talking about here like what is it, 0.5%? Okay, when production drops, what happens? Supply drops, and the price could experience upside pressure. When we have less from something, whatever it is, okay, price is going up usually. Okay, so if production drops, if they're gonna cut production tomorrow, okay, cut production is because of, I don't know if you know, but the world have decided to take, it was back in the days, to take sanctions off Iran, and Iran are in the game right now. So the Iranians, you know, they want to sell oil as well, but they have a problem because the Saudi Arabians, you know, and the rest of the Arab countries in the area, what they're doing right now, they, when they produce a lot of oil, Okay, the prices are very low, and then the Iranians cannot make money as well. So in this meeting, if they because they have other interests between them, if they'll decide, okay, these countries, the OPEC countries, will make a decision to cut production, okay, for the other countries to be able to make some profit as well, okay, we expect oil prices to go up. Supply drops and the price could experience upside pressure. OPEC members are suffering from low oil prices right now. In the middle of 2014, oil prices were above 100 a barrel, okay? Let me show you. Okay, and this is why these OPEC meetings are very, very important. Let's go back to the MetaTrader. Take a look on oil. Okay, oil, CL. You look for energy. There you go. Daily. Okay, let's put on the daily chart. Here the resistance line that I put here. Okay, so let's take it monthly. I want to show you something. This is 2008, 2014, mid 2014. As you can see, the prices were around 100, even more than $100 per barrel. Okay. Right now, oil prices are very, very low. We're talking about half of this. Okay, which means that each meeting, okay, each OPEC meeting, each event, such a big event that affects oil, is going to have a huge, huge effect on the oil price. Okay, for us as traders, it means huge opportunity, because if we know that oil prices are going to go down, and we know the Canadian dollar is going to get weaker and the NOK is going to get weaker, these are opportunities. As you probably remember, we can make money. It doesn't matter if the price of an asset is going up or down. We can make money by buying or selling, by a long position or a short position. So we have both ways to make money here, which means this is, by the way, a monthly chart. Okay, each candle represents a month. Okay, which means, you see, in 2014, we're talking about 3 years ago, prices were around $100 per barrel. Right now it's around 50. Okay, so if oil suffered from a huge, huge downtrend, let's go back to the PowerPoint. Okay, mid 2014, oil prices were above $100 a barrel, as I showed you. The price of oil has jumped more than 10% in the past 2 weeks because of market expectations. The whole market expect tomorrow at the meeting for cutting production. So the hike in the price of oil have started 2 weeks ago. Okay, looking back at the chart, let's take a look at the chart again. Look at this. Let's put it daily. In the last 2 weeks, you see, this is a daily chart. Each can represent one day. Price of oil went up because of the expectation from this meeting tomorrow, from around $44, $45 per barrel all the way to 51.5. Okay? So, for you to get the bigger picture. The price is now above $50 per barrel. I showed you 51.5, but still historically low. Okay, compared to the history, it was in 2000, before the big crisis in 2008, it was $140 per barrel. 3 years ago, as I showed you, in the middle of 2014, we talked about above $100 per barrel. And right now, the price is a bit more than $50 per barrel, which means half of it. Okay, there's still a lot to go. Okay, it can go up, but it depends if they're going to cut production, if it's going to be 1.5 million as we expect or less. Okay, we said the OPEC countries right now, the production is 32 million barrels a day, and we expect a cut of 1.5 million a day. Let's see if it's more or less than that. And as you probably know, the market is based on expectations. Traders need to prepare their trading accounts for any movement on Thursday, tomorrow. Disappointing cut production, which means less than 1.5%. Okay, agreement could push the price of oil lower. Okay, we had everybody expect to cut for production cut. In the past 2 weeks, as I showed you, oil prices went up by 10%. Okay, the movement have gone already, but tomorrow, if they're gonna cut production as expected, okay, then we expect an up pressure on oil prices, and we have a resistance line around here at 54.70, 54, around $55 per barrel. Now, you guys, if you know how to combine this technical analysis with the fundamental analysis as I showed you, just like I'm saying in every webinar, okay, this will be a great opportunity for you to know, okay, how to take your trades. Okay, so trade smart. If the agreement is expected, oil could receive massive support. Traders are recommended to diversify their trading with related assets every time you trade, and I'm always saying it, okay, don't put all the eggs in one basket, which means even if you think you want to trade on oil, guys, I showed you have Exxon and Chevron, you have other companies, the stocks, you have the correlated currencies such as the NOK and the CAD, okay, if these guys are going the same way, okay, and they're highly correlated with oil, okay, the smart thing to do, okay, in order to do the right risk management, okay, is to diversify, to split your risk. Okay, don't put all your money on one position. Take a few positions that are highly correlated, that even if one will go against you, okay, of course, and you can always use the protecting orders such as stop loss and take profit. So put some support, some key levels, support and resistance lines to understand how high or how low the price might get according to the cut production, if it's going to take place tomorrow or not. Remember that the number that we expect, that the market has expected in the past 2 weeks, is 1.5 million barrels a day, and see if the number tomorrow is higher or lower than that. And of course, good luck. Any questions, guys? Anything you didn't understand, you would like me to clarify? Ask me now. By the way, I would like to thank you for all the emails you sent me during the week. We had one webinar that we needed to do on technical analysis. We're going to do it, I think, later on this week. And any questions? I'm here. Just write down on the chat window, and if there's anything that wasn't clear that you would like me to repeat, I'm here for you. See, this is the daily. If you want to, you can put, of course, support and resistance lines. Right now it's stopped on the resistance line around here, around 51.5. Everybody's waiting for tomorrow. We had a support line down here. This is on the technical 1, 2, 3 key levels on 55, sorry, 51.5 and 45.5. Okay, when is the exact date for technical analysis? There is no date. The technical analysis, the technical analysis webinar, I think, I don't have the date yet because we were supposed to do it last week, but we had a technical problem here. I think we might do it, what day is today? Wednesday. I want to do it maybe next Monday. Okay, we're gonna put notify the website on itrader.com down here. Okay, we're gonna put the date down here. I'm gonna take care of it. You go to itrader.com. Okay, and on join our webinar. Okay, every Wednesday I might do one on Monday just for the technical analysis because I have other plans for next Wednesday, as you probably know. All right, teaching you only technical analysis in general, support and resistance levels, talking about technical indicators such as Bollinger Bands. Actually, I've been to a speech of Bollinger himself. It was very interesting. RSI, stochastic, MACD, and so on. Okay. Any questions about the event tomorrow, guys? The event tomorrow. Thank you, Alvin, for the question. Any questions about the event tomorrow? Okay. Where can you find information? Where can you find information? Let me try to show you. Okay. All you have to do is just write down OPEC. Where am I? Oh, okay. Let's put it here. Sorry. Write down OPEC. This is the homepage of OPEC on Google. Okay. The 172nd OPEC meeting tomorrow. You see May 25th. Okay. You can go to press room. I'm looking for the meeting itself. Upcoming events. You see. You click on OK, and then you have May 25th, which is tomorrow in Vienna, Austria. Okay, so remember the number is 1.5 million per day. Right now they're producing 32 million. The market right now expect a cut production. You saw it in the last 2 weeks. Let me show you again. Price went up by 10%, around 10%. This is a daily chart of the oil. Okay, remember you have the NOK. you have the CAD, and you have the oil stocks in the US, which opens at 2:30 GMT time. 2:30? 1:30. Let me show you. Here is one, Exxon, okay, big oil company, and the other one is Chevron, which is right here. Very highly correlated. Let's see what they did on November 30th. It was here. From here, look at this. This is amazing. Look at this. Look at this chart. You see this day. This is November 29th. The last meeting was on November 30th. After the meeting, the U.S. market opened here. You see this gap up, boom, went up. I think Exxon did the same. These are great opportunities to trade, guys. Think about it. If they're gonna cut production tomorrow, and you bought, I'm just giving you an example. He went up by last time, went up by from $109 per share, and it opened the day after at 112. So we're talking about $3 per share, okay, which is a lot. Okay, right now the price is 106 for Chevron, and for Exxon, there you go. November 30th was right here. Same thing. 29th, boom, 30th went up, and then kept going up. So you see the correlation between the oil prices, the oil companies, and the currencies of the countries which export oil. Okay? All right. So if you don't have any more questions, I would like to thank you very much for participating. Hopefully, I'm going to put a note on the website, on the homepage. If I'm going to do the technical analysis on Monday, of course, we're going to have every Wednesday the webinars talking about the same events that are taking place at the same week. I would like to thank you very much for participating. Take advantage of the event tomorrow, okay? Make some money. If you don't have enough money in your account, contact your account managers and ask them. And good luck, guys. All right? Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.